What's up YouTube? My name's Evan with Polaris, and today I'm gonna show you how to use your brand new side-by-side. This is Trail Talk. Yes! Okay, welcome back. Once again, my name is Evan and I'm your host today, except I'm not really a host, I'm just a guy who loves to be outdoors, so don't take it too seriously. We've got Eric behind the camera. He does all the smart tech stuff, and we're just excited to be here with you guys and hang out. So today, we're starting with kind of more ground level info, like, hey, I just bought a side-by-side, what is it, what do I do with it? But over time, for this series, we're gonna evolve to showing really what these machines can do. We're gonna go hunting with them, we're gonna go trail riding with them, we're gonna camp overnight in them. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be just a really fun series, and we can't wait to share it with you guys. So today, like I said, we're gonna show you how to use your brand new side-by-side. We have a Razor on the far left, we have a General in the middle, we have a Ranger on this side. We'll get to this, don't worry about that quite yet. A Razor is like pure adrenaline. It's all about recreation. It has the craziest suspension. Some of them are turbocharged. It's all about recreation. On the far right side, so that was all total fun, speed, etc. The Ranger is the most ultimate workhorse. It makes everything easy. It almost makes you want to work. It's gonna have the most towing capacity, the most torque, massive dump box in the back, great on a farm, great at a cabin, great for hunting, ultimate workhorse vehicle. So back to the middle, we have the General, which takes elements of recreation and takes elements of work and combines them all. So you can have a ton of fun with this, you can work with it. It also has a dump box. But really what we've seen people do with these is just go on like crazy adventures. There's people kayaking with these, mountain biking with these, so many different things. This is a super fun vehicle. Here's what the vehicle actually is. So you've got some very familiar controls. You've got a steering wheel, you have a brake pedal, a throttle pedal. A little bit less familiar, all the way down here, there's actually a floor drain in basically all these vehicles. So if it's raining or if you didn't have a roof on or it gets muddy, you can wash these vehicles, just wash the whole inside of it and it'll just run out. Very cool. You've got a bunch of switches here, come take a look. Lighting, you've got all-wheel drive, the different drive modes, winches, more lighting, heater kit, tons of options for accessories. It's limitless what you can put on these, very cool. This one has an infotainment screen. Ours is called Ride Command. Waterproof, all that stuff, spray that off. Very cool, connect your phone. Center console storage, very familiar. Up here in the dash storage, cubbies all up in the front. If you really want to see some cool storage though, check out this Ranger. Firstly, enclosed cab system, crazy. This also has a heater kit. Check this out. Under the bench, divot for a 5-gallon bucket. Fits perfectly under here. Organizer, there's door pockets for maps, whatever, all in the dash. This one has 2 different dash pockets. There's more cup holders in here than there are in your truck. Very cool. In the back, of course, if it's got a dump box or a cargo bed, you have all of this for storage. This has a bed extender that you could flip around and create even more storage. It's really just integrated everywhere in these machines. Rear seat, you also can take passengers. That's, obviously a 2-seater. That one is a 2-seater, or I'm sorry, the Ranger actually has a bench seat, so you can take 3 people. But this one has a rear seat, so once again, passengers, another center console, more cup holders. Really, for what you would expect from an off-road vehicle, you can bring like everything with you. It's awesome. Over this whole vehicle, we have a rollover protection system. I'm gonna call it a ROPS, but it basically, obviously like it is, like in the name, will protect and is hard. This is metal tubing, very thick metal tubing, keeps you safe. So before we get into the actual vehicles themselves, I just have a couple pro tips. These are gonna sound, Eric, they're gonna sound like safety rules, but we just want everyone to have fun. So that's why we're talking about this stuff. First and foremost, if you're going to get in a vehicle and ride, you need to have the proper gear. So what do we have here? We've got a helmet. eye protection. We have goggles right here. You wanna have gloves. You wanna have closed-toed shoes. Let's say you're off-roading and you have to get out of the vehicle. You don't wanna be hiking around in flip-flops. And then finally, you wanna have, I feel like I'm just showing you what I'm wearing, which is weird. You wanna have long sleeves, and these aren't sleeves, but long-legged pants. Second pro tip is age for the vehicles. So if you want to drive this machine or any adult off-road vehicle, you need to be 16 years old and you need to have a valid driver's license to be able to drive. If you want to be a passenger, it's more of a size requirement. Your feet need to be flat on the ground. You need to be able to reach the handholds and have your back flat against the seat back. Third pro tip, do not drink and drive. I feel like we don't even have to cover this because it should be so obvious. Have a beer when you're done riding. Go home safely, then you can have a beer or wine, whatever, maybe a White Claw, whatever you want to have. Fourth thing, nowhere on this machine do we recommend carrying fuel or any flammable liquid for that matter. Plan your fuel stops. So if you're gonna be trail riding, get fuel maybe in the next city or have some at the trailhead on your trailer. Final thing, check the owner's manual. For every single one of these machines, you've got exactly what you need. But next up, we're gonna get into the fun stuff. All right, first up here, we're gonna do, if you wanna pan just quickly, Eric, this is our beautiful gravel strip. We're gonna show some acceleration, some power, some braking. I'm going to properly equip myself.
I like how you have your name on your helmet, so you always remember, like that it's yours.
This is, I don't remember why that's there, honestly.
So you don't lose it?
So usually, something like this, let's say your machine is properly broken in, which we are going to do a video on, you'd wanna be in high gear and in four-wheel drive to have the most traction. If you're in two-wheel drive, it just isn't putting the power down the same. So we recommend four-wheel drive as much as possible because it's nicer on everything. Hello there. This is very loose dirt today, actually. Like I'm not sure if you can see any of it around here, Eric, but there's little mud puddles all mixed in, so it's actually pretty loose. And these machines still just totally hook right up. You can still brake in them. The tires are awesome for that. So much fun. Okay, Razor next. Let me pull this out of the way. Small pro tip, if you're riding with a bunch of people, have walkie-talkies with you, secured, because you can talk to each other and it's awesome. All right, let's see what the Razor can do. All right, so I'm putting in four-wheel drive already in. I'm in high gear. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. I put the accelerator to about the same position. Very different feel, seat of the pants on this machine. So much more power, but it can handle it. It's obviously built for that. The steering just feels so perfect. You just kind of dance around. I mentioned the rock crawls, Eric, if you just want to pan, we've got one there, and then there's another over to the left. We're gonna be in low gear for this. So it gives you more control over the throttle. And then of course, all-wheel drive, you want all of the wheels pulling because if one of them isn't getting traction, the rest of them can keep pulling it through. So we're gonna go up and down with the general. Then we're gonna take it over there. I know it's gonna do this no problem. That pile has some deeper spots. So let's see what it can do, and then we're gonna check out the Razor and see the differences. All right, here we go. I'm in low gear, all-wheel drive. This rock pile isn't really too crazy. Most all of the rocks are lower than the clearance of the machine. So I know I can kind of just keep the throttle steady and keep crawling. I'm not going crazy. You don't want to smack into any rocks. You just want to let the tires crawl right up. Suspension's working. I got tons of clearance. Beautiful. Consistent throttle. Letting the machine do the work. And just like that, here we are. Yeah, definitely don't take your car through this. Next up, let me drive up here and then we're gonna look at it. What you really wanna do when you get to a rock crawl, and this is not a rock crawling guide, that one was super easy, so I knew I could just drive through it. When you get to something like this, it's a really good idea to just look at it. So walk through, okay, I'm seeing big rocks. That one could touch the bottom of the machine. There's some big ones. They're all pretty consistent height though, until you get to this area. So here's your first decent dip. And like this is a right angle. So that's a big spot you gotta climb up, or maybe you can put the tire up here first and kind of climb. It helps to have a spotter. So while Eric, you're shooting, he's also gonna spot me a little bit. This is the biggest problem on here. So you come over this, your wheel drops in here. This can hang up the vehicle. You can even see some vehicles have touched. And then you're kind of in this like pot. You gotta get out. You need the other tires. Your other tire a lot of times can be stuck against this one. There's a hole here. So I've done this rock crawl a decent amount of times, so I kind of know what's here. But definitely get out. You wanna make sure you're not gonna get halfway up and won't be able to get out, and it'll be a less than ideal day. So let's take a try at this with the General. Again, low gear and all-wheel drive. I'm gonna try to go up the right side and see if I can avoid those holes. Let's see, it is a slick day here. And we literally get the tires slick first thing. So we're crawling, I'm trying to go right, because I know those holes are there. I'm near the first hole, avoiding it. Machine's having to work a little bit more here. Let's go. Little throttle. You don't want to come down the backside of a rock too fast either. Oh, my rear was in that hole. Come on now, let's go! Oh my goodness. Yes! So, little recap. Wow, I've taken a General through here before that was not an XP, and it has a little more problems up near the top in these holes. I avoided the holes pretty nice. It's obviously pretty wide. One of the big things, so like I avoided this hole, that was great. My rear did drop in here. Not a big deal because everything else was pulling out. I know this machine is more capable, power, suspension, clearance, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna do this one again, just for fun, right? It's fun. I'm gonna do it faster though, because I know the machine can go faster. And a little bit more speed. Literally no problem. Woo-hoo! Yeah, I mean, it's just easy button. That was the easy button. Next stop, the bigger rock crawl. Same approach as the General, except I'm going left this time. Again, I'm letting the machine do the work. I know I think we're in that hole, right, Eric? Yep. See, give it some throttle, give it a little, not too much. Not slamming down, okay? We're close to the other hole. This is why we have rock sliders, right? Climb out, let it eat a little bit. So this is the problem. See, these rock crawls, they don't look insane, but back tires in there, front tires in there, it can just make it hard. Yep. So we're gonna try a different line a little bit. I'm gonna back up. And I'm gonna stay on top. Let's see if I can turn and get a different line here. Nope, 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 nope. Back it out. Back it out, ease it up. I'm gonna come back now again. And now we're gonna go right again. That's just the line here. And easy peasy on the right line. A little bit of a bump. Woo! Let me open this guy. So, a couple things. Firstly, at some point, you just have to take the right line. I was very curious if, you know, I'm sure if this tire, or if this vehicle, if we really had it like, and we'll talk about modifications, bigger tires, more clearance, it wouldn't have been sitting on both those holes and then kind of stuck on the rock between. Definitely could have gotten through otherwise. So sometimes you just have to take the right line, and that's why you walk the rock crawl and kind of see what's available. But we'll get into this later, but this is also why this piping can take a rock touching it. That's what these are called, rock sliders. So otherwise the plastic here, you don't want to hit that on a rock. So good to have. Behind the camera, well, I think you can probably see a little bit, but there is a teeter-totter here. It was actually designed initially for Ranger testing and really getting the best possible throttle modulation. So Ranger, when you need to tow or do some precise pulling moves or whatever it might be, you really want to have the best throttle modulation, which is like basically smoothness, control, kind of what we were just doing the rocks, but this is a very good test to show how steadily you can climb and then descend. So it's a teeter-totter. Let's see what happens. So I'm in low gear, all-wheel drive, and I'm just literally gonna creep up this thing. Guess in the comments how you think this is gonna go. Little gas. We're hitting the middle. I'm getting really light on the throttle, but I have to keep throttle on. Point, oh my gosh! I almost did the thing! Okay, wait. To be able to do that teeter-totter and land it like on the middle, I almost just did it. I've never done it. Let's see. Let's try one more time in the Ranger and then we'll use the General quick. The throttle modulation on this vehicle is so precise. It's so smooth. Okay, here we go. So we approach, I'm in low gear. I usually just look out the side so I can kind of see what's going on. We're just getting to the middle. It's starting to climb down. I have to have throttle on still. I'm trying to find the balance point.
Oh my God. It feels like a roller coaster.
Oh! So I'm gonna come back down because you don't want to get too squirrely on these. Oh my gosh, to try and balance it perfectly is like, I swear there's gotta be some luck involved, but you can just look at this. You just easily drive straight up, boop, boop, get to the other side, let it come down, and down we go. What a thing to have in your backyard. Taking the General through. Let's see if I can get it to balance. So again, I'm feathering very lightly. A little bit different weight with a 4-seater, in all honesty. I'm over the center. Where is the... Come on, come on. Come on. Oh, it's so difficult to balance. All right, let's take this one down. The throttle modulation on a Ranger, just again, how smooth and precise you can be, it is probably the best of all our machines. I mean, I know it's supposed to be the best, but you really can feel a difference. Like, I could very precisely position that, whereas this one, which is also insanely smooth, it just doesn't have that exact fine tuning that you do need for some utility chores and stuff like that when you really want to pull. All right, so next up, if you look all the way down there. I don't know if you can see, but there's a big banked corner. We're gonna go do some cornering down there with the razor. Okay, so we're gonna be hitting this back here, big banked corner. I'm not sure how much it looks like it on camera, but it is actually banked pretty high up. What's really cool is because it has that angle, you can really push the vehicle into the corner and it just stays locked right on. So really this is a test of the suspension, the all-wheel drive, just pulling the vehicle through. We're gonna hit it both ways. Let's see what happens. In high gear, this is a high gear thing. You ready, Eric? Yeah. Driving in, controlled, I don't want to jump this, and whoop, just a nice little surge of throttle, and oh my gosh, let's go. So, just the most fun ever. I mean, guys, get a side-by-side and find some awesome trails. The trick with this is just don't get out of control. I mean, you never want the vehicle to be out of control. All of my approaches were very calm. You don't need to be flying through the corner. That is so fun though, because you can really turn into it, let it push back, you know, or not push back, it's land, it's not moving. But just how the tires plant right into it, it just feels like rock solid. Very fun. This machine is awesome. So there you go, everyone. You've now learned about what your new side-by-side has for features, what it's capable of. Last thing, these machines are really, really cool. I mean, they look cool. They look way cooler muddy, and they can do some really cool stuff. They're not cool though when they just sit in the garage and they don't get used. So please go out and ride. All in the description of this video, we actually have some resources. They're all linked for different trainings. They're not from us, they're from some really cool, some other companies as well, like Rova, ATV Rider. Get some good information, check out our website, and of course, come back for the next Trail Talk video. So, thanks for hanging out, everyone. We'll see you next time. Oh, and one more thing, go on a ride this week. See ya.